Rumble. I'm not sure this is really the right place. What do you reckon? Yeah, we just have to look for... Oh, wait a minute! Oh, this could be our office. Hi there! Craig from Cryptoversity. Well, Rumboom's Cryptoversity. The difference being that it costs sweet fuck all. I'm here today with my son Rumble to tell you about the glorious developments of ICO and coin and platform, the Pryvate Now app, right? So we will be one of the, what is it, 5 cryptocurrencies that will be an entry point into crypto. So PVC is now available from your card, and I think actually quite a few methods. I'm not sure if PayPal's included yet. I need to check that. Yeah, that's living. I did that all around Florida last year. It's fucking sick. So this is big news because it means that we are one, as I say, one of the 5 currencies where it's an entry point into crypto, and the banks and all the corporations in the world have even less control of the common man getting into it. Our job, that's you, as people who are crypto enthusiasts, is to get the word out there. Not so that millionaires and 1,000 and 100,000 can become millionaires and billionaires. It's so that mankind can be set free. Because really, this is all about taking control away from cunts, right? Because I don't give a shit about making more money, right? All I care about is making, well, the world a better place my own way. I'm a nerd. The best way it seemed to do it was through the best thing I ever saw in my life when I first saw it. And well, I first read about it in 2009, but the first time I actually got involved in 2010 was blockchain. And it is already disrupting and changing the world. Disrupting things for the people who think like the kind of people who don't care how much they have as long as they have more than you. That's a shithead, right? And that's the people who I want to disrupt. They're people that generally can't, they can't contribute to the world at all in any way. They've got fuck all imagination, so even when they get money, they don't know what to do with it. That's why people like Warren Buffett just sit in a pile, and then occasionally takes away a possible guilt trip by saying, look, I'm donating to people. I'd rather not have it in your hands in the first place to dish it out. Because really that's what it comes down to. It's money's a token, an energy token for all of our work and energy and effort, right? And the people that accumulate mass hordes of it very easily without much work are, I hate to say it again, because I know it affects the algorithms on YouTube, but I don't care, because really my platform that I care about is DTube. So fuck YouTube. But YouTube, I do it here because that's where the scammers are, and this is where the people getting fucked over is on YouTube, right? So if there was no scams on YouTube, and YouTube and Google did not facilitate scammers, like I keep on mentioning on the Cryptoversity, then I wouldn't even do the video, I wouldn't even upload the videos to their shitty platform. When I say shitty platform, of course, it's designed pretty well, but it's just strewn with adverts. There's, for the guys that make money off it, like I know PewDiePie talks about this quite a lot, and also, what's his name again, the guy in New York. Anyway, there's a lot of YouTubers that talk about it, and it's just like, can they rape anything else? I mean, if you look at Facebook, they don't hire anyone, they're just a bunch of motherfuckers who just want to make money and pay the shareholders, and that's it, right? And yeah, I mean, okay, I've got friends with shareholders, so I'm going to apologize to you guys. I'm not trying to fuck things up for you, but I do keep on telling you all the time, when it peaks, like I said to a friend of mine in Colorado a while ago, I said when it peaks, maybe sell some of it, you can get back your original investment. Because these things will die in about, I reckon, 2 to 3 years, maybe. Maybe not die, because they'll keep on buying other things, but a lot of the decentralized platforms they can't buy, like Discord and and ONG and things like that. So I'm hoping that's going to continue on. I'm hoping that our fascist governments all around the world, because they're a collusion, will not start banning all these platforms coming up with some excuse like they fucking always do. Oh, terrorists use it, something like that, because that's what it's all about, isn't it? Oh yeah, terrorists use this messaging app. So another reason why it's not very good for me to be in the US, even though I love this country, I love the people, except for the small margin of motherfuckers that run it, same as in the UK. So that's why I tend to prefer, hate to say it, third world countries or developing countries. Because they're just less government telling you what to do all the time. And the thing is, you know what? If there is going to be government, I'd rather be able to pay a bribe than get caught in a honeypot scam that is to fuck yourself up. I mean, like in America, I was mentioning a few videos where how I got done for after paying the most expensive ski pass in my life. I don't give a shit. I'm just saying it's an expensive ski pass at $150 a day, right? And I got done for criminal trespass. That's inventing a fucking crime. Turns out, my dad was saying to me that the law states that it can't be criminal trespass if you have not refused to leave. And I didn't refuse to leave. I was like, oh, well, fair enough. I got done for going out of bounds and shit like that. And the guy's like, oh, these kids could have followed you, blah, 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 blah. I know I'm going off track here, but I'm just telling you the story. And I said, well, a kid could have followed me, but the thing is, I'm a snowboarder, not a gay skier like you guys, so I'm looking all around me. Snowboarders look 360. Skiers get pissed off because they look 180 degrees. So they do a maneuver, it results in a clash, and they blame the snowboarder. That's what generally happens. That's why I think a lot of skiers, I've got too many skier friends to say they're all assholes, but a lot of skiers are just fucktards. So anyway, here we are in the beautiful... what's it called again? This is Joshua Tree area in California. So, getting back to it, really exciting stuff. You can buy into crypto. You're not curtailed into this path of using local bitcoins. I cannot believe how much percentage pieces of shit miners and other just guys are just simple traders charge on that platform. When I first started buying Bitcoin on that particular platform, I think it was 2012 or something, it might have been around then, the commission rates were something, you could get them as low as 5%. And looking, I don't know if it's just where I am, because I was in London back then, now I'm in America, but I've checked, even when I was in Japan a while ago, and I was in New Zealand, actually New Zealand was horrendous, some of the commission rates are like 20%. In the US, I've actually seen people charging twice the value of Bitcoin to buy Bitcoin. I don't know why people can just choose someone else on the list. I mean, it is good that you can use Cash App now to buy it, but other than that, these people they haven't got the spirit of crypto in them. And this is something I talk about quite a bit. Now the wind starts. I hope this video is not completely fucked by it. But I talk about Ripple quite a lot because that's not in the spirit of Bitcoin or any or blockchain technology. They are people jumping on the bandwagon, trying to fleece everyone, applying the same bullshit that banks have been applying for years, which is rob the little man. And the government helped them by putting things in place. So, for example, let's use taxes to prop up a private company. So, in other words, that's privatization of losses, right? Which, for example, during the financial collapse that these motherfuckers caused. And then what you do is you privatize the profits. This is why the wealth divide is becoming so big. What you also do is you put laws in place to make the common man get a criminal record, like what I got over here effectively. So that means next time you go to court, as I learned in the UK, when my pushing a security guard for putting his hands on my ex-wife, I put him in an arm lock and then I pushed him into a thing, a rack of clothes. But he manhandled my ex-wife, and like half an hour after, my girlfriend says, "Don't hang out with Vicky. You and her always get in trouble." And no shit, we do. But what ended up happening is they used that in court against us. Some guy owed me money, and it wasn't a big thing. I just told him he was a fucking asshole because he hasn't paid me even £20 in the space of 2 years that he'd owed me the money. So I had to mention it because I wanted to cut him off as a friend, but let him understand why that happened. Next thing, my ex-wife and his wife started fighting, and then it became a kind of physical situation. And it wasn't very nice. It was a horrible situation. But it ended up us being in court, having to spend £160,000 defending ourselves, you know what I mean? Or else we would spend some time in jail, and which I would never do. Well, I mean, not by my own volition. So, but I can see that was. So what they did is they dragged up. Oh, he got done for a, what was it called? A minor assault. I just accepted it because the guys at the time said to me, security guards are allowed to put their hands on you because it's actually private property. And I thought, well, okay then, it's not a big thing. And they had contacted me. I was in Brazil at the time. They contacted me, so I actually went back for that court case. And then the other court case came up too. My mum was like, "Oh, you got to stay there. You got to help out Victoria." So I thought, "Ah, fuck it, I'll do the other court case too." Time I got to the other court case, turns out it's in the Crown Court, because for some years ago when they had lots of iPhone thefts when iPods and stuff first came around, they changed it to a indictable offence, or what's it called again? Something along those lines. So it has to go to the Crown Court. I was like, oh shit, this is stepped up a level, 12 person jury and all that sort of stuff. So as I say, we were in court for months, and it was pretty scary. You got these people in wigs and everything, horrible people you can imagine, that have taken glee in destroying lives, like lots of judges that you get in the family court that like, you know, probably child rapists that love to watch to destroy families because they'll probably pick up the kids later on now that they haven't got any parents looking after them in a foster home. That's what I'm guessing, because I'm not completely guessing the situation. There is some disgustingly horrible people in the court systems all around the world, and the family court will be one of the worst. They are there for one reason, and that is to extract the wealth from the families when they're going through these situations, not to resolve disputes or anything like that. So this is why you get a lot of, especially in the female side of things, you get a lot of paratroopers who are just destroying things. They're like, you're taking away money from your family just to spite your ex-husband. You're cutting off your nose to spite your face because that money would be in your hands. In other words, that was in the hands of a lawyer, as many of my friends know well, including some of my female friends who are going through fucked hard guys. But it usually is the other way around. Because that fits into the narrative of depowering white man and Northeast Asian man, because this is where a lot of the disruptors come from. So you'll see a lot of attacking in the world is done to those two groups, right? That is the only reason for it. They're not attacking the African man or the Indian man for having high cases of rape and saying, oh, rape culture, because rape culture does not fucking exist. It's bullshit, right? Rapes happen. There is no such thing as rape culture. Don't buy into that fucking lie. It's another distraction, just like gender neutral toilets and all this sort of stuff. Why the fuck aren't they neutral in the first place? They create issues to make us overcome issues that they created, to waste our fucking time, to basically not see the forest for the trees. This is why I keep on saying, people, wake the fuck up and stop being such, no, I'm championing this effort. And this is why I don't like right-tards, I don't like left-tards, right? Because both of them are complicit in this. You are following, you're being strung along like a fucking puppet. So getting back to it again, because I keep on losing my place. I do have the ADHD, I will tell you right now. Sorry, that doesn't really exist either. I'm just a guy who can't focus properly. All right, let's not buy into the big pharma thing that it gives them the excuse, especially in this country, to charge ridiculous money for Ritalin and all these sort of things, right? So the app allows you to buy PVC and Ethereum. The trading platform, I'm not sure how much currencies are going to be on it eventually, but what I'm actually trying to get to do is take it outside the app. So I'm speaking to one of the developers, Joe, and this guy's involved in one of the, well, I think the first Bitcoin ATM. So one of the players in that. So there's some good people on this team. We're going to add all that to the website soon, so you can see who's all involved. It's all great people. It's all you know. Let's say veteran disruptors, for want of a better expression. And what I'd like to see, I don't really like the whole API thing. I would really love to see APIs removed from trading platforms, because it would be a great way. Let's see if they outlaw. Let's say the one good thing regulation could do is outlaw APIs, so everyone had to manually trade. That would be great, because the thing that's fucked the last financial paradigm we had, besides, you know, what do you call it, the fractional reserve system, and also going away from the gold standard and the silver standard in some countries, was allowing APIs, so you have the high frequency traders running from bots, you know, your Wall Street motherfuckers who basically just want to steal, displace wealth and put it all in their pockets, and then it becomes a snowball effect in both directions, like a snowball that is rolling down a grass hill, having the snow ripped off of it for the poor people, and the other way is rolling the snowball around and getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So I hope the wind isn't really affecting. It came from nowhere again. But the way I see this is so disruptive is it'll be one of only a few platforms. You've got Luno, there are a few. There's apparently you can buy on what's it called, Robinhood. Those, again, pieces of shit, right? They told everyone, oh, you can trade for free. No, you can't. You can't even fucking buy it on there. You can buy on Cash App, but even then it's a little bit convoluted and a pain in the ass. I'm talking about outside of going through LocalBitcoins.com, for example. Apparently there's a way to do it. One guy was telling me, a guy who's on the Cryptoversity group, so I told him to put a step-by-step on there, just to give... What I'm trying to get people to do on our group is to actually become active and be part of it as they get to know more. Like some of these novices are now actually quite advanced when they first joined my group. So I want them to start sharing their knowledge instead of being, getting the understanding of what crypto's about, which is mankind getting back to a stage where we actually collaborate as a species to move ourselves, to develop ourselves, almost evolve forward away from this kind of life that these structures and corporate structures and political structures have kind of taken away from us. We've become very selfish. Especially like, capitalist countries, not just that, like in the fall of communism, when I saw in Poland and Russia, is that people, actually in South Africa too, actually, we had a great difficulty getting things like Nike shoes. I used to be a label basher hardcore, so I was like, oh, it has to be Nike, it has to be this, and it all meant nothing, but just to impress friends, because when you're young and insecure, those things matter to you. So I'm trying to get people to understand the important things in life, and not to be like when I went in high school in New Zealand. I remember I hacked into one system and helped everyone cheat, right? And then I wanted to cheat in one exam because I was shit at history, right? I love history, but I'm shit at it. And so I got blackmailed in South Africa, for example, to play rugby, so I would pass history. That's how shit at history I was, because I couldn't remember dates and stuff, right? And also I got a little bit of dyslexia. So the thing that I think sucked when I got to New Zealand, they had this thing called internal assessment, which meant you're competing against each other. And I said to my mate Gary, oh dude, oh, see, he said, no man, no, I'm getting in trouble. No, the fucking teacher's not even here, man. And it's like, no, if your mark gets up, that'll affect mine. I thought, you piece of shit. Not only, it doesn't matter, I won't even get into it. But I mean, I defended this guy from bullies and everything, and just, to have him be such a little weasel just pissed me off, so we're no longer friends. That's another thing, is cut off people who are fundamentally flawed if within 2 weeks you can't see that you can save them, as far as saving their personality or even creating one where it doesn't exist, because it'll just wear you down. There's no point, oh sorry wee man, sorry. There's no point wasting your time and energy in this world, you know what I mean? There's too many things to get done, especially if you're a great person and you've also got aptitude and things to offer, whether it's just time or also great ideas. You can't be wasting it on fucktards, right? So really, unlike Robinhood, which you cannot buy fucking crypto on. I mean, I fucked around for ages, and they advertised themselves as, oh, soon you'll be able to get free Bitcoin. Fucking bullshit. They basically just marketed themselves on a lie. Well, ours isn't a lie. You can buy Ethereum, you can buy PVC, and you can trade those for other currencies. The website, as I say, I'm trying to push to get the website done, because part of getting on CoinMarketCap, you need to have working API connectivity. It needs to be a traded coin, so that's unavoidable. Although I still would love to kind of convince everyone that eventually we should move away from that, because I would like to have, or even if we create a separate platform and see how it goes, I would like to have an API-free trading site, so that what you're doing when you get price fluctuations, those price fluctuations are not caused by bots. Like one of my favorite YouTubers, and I keep on mentioning him, besides Crypto Daily and Doug Polk used to be, but I think he might be a shill, so he's off my list now. One of the newer ones actually, In for a Shilling. That guy's fantastic, right? But other than that, they call me Dan. He's really, really good. Dan Hensley. was saying a while ago about one of his methods, very similar to mine, about setting lures, but he does it differently than me, which is even better. Where he was talking about, as soon as you see when you set a lure and something comes in and jumps above your low ball bid. Once it happens, if you put yours above theirs a few times, if it keeps on happening and it happens really quickly, it's a bot. So there's no point fighting against it. I'd like to see platforms that do away with that. This new financial paradigm doesn't need to take all the shit from the old one. We need to leave all that behind. We need, the same way we need to leave the banks behind, except for those Ripple fanboy fucktards who will never learn. You know, they can have a separate little faux crypto community, like fake crypto community, because it's not a real crypto. And it can even include other coins, like other shite coins that don't need to exist, because B-Trash didn't need to exist at all. I mean, Vertcoin, fuck, there's a raft of them. I mean, good first generation coins and privacy coins, of which all the first gen coins could eventually become privacy coins, really, and even some of the ERC20. I just don't believe that ERC20 is the way to go for currency. I don't even think that third generation, the Cardano, oh fuck, is that a snake hole? Third generation stuff like Cardano and EOS need to be serving financial transactions. Something that's not needed. What else? That's about it. I just really want to mention that development. It's fucking great. It's really disruptive. It's just another way to get around all this these roadblocks that the criminal banks and criminal media are putting up to stop people getting into crypto. Anyway, I'm going to leave it at that. It's getting very windy now. Cheers. Go to Cryptoversity. Rum booms Cryptoversity. And share your knowledge. Meet people. Collaborate, collude, do all those good things. Take care. Me and my office are out of here.